And most people don't get this because they don't understand how the egoic mind works, right? Most people don't get that because they don't understand you're still doing the exact same thing, except you might be going, okay, I'm stopping, I'm being patient. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient. It's the same thing as being impatient. It's the same vibrational field, basically. It's all resistant energy. And today we are going to be talking about patience. We're going to be talking about patience. It's something that we talk about that comes up a lot on your spiritual path. And I wanted to put my 2 cents in about helping you with this idea of patience or impatience or practicing patience, all of that stuff. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about patience. All right. So patience and seeking patience and trying to be patient is something that all of us deal with in our life at some point. There's no doubt about it. So right off the bat, in talking about this, I've got some notes I want to look at. But I want to say that there's nothing wrong at all with needing more patience. Nothing's wrong at all with that. I want to put that out there right away. So if you're needing patience, if you're seeking patience, there's nothing wrong with that. And here is where we want to start, right? So why do we want to be patient? Is the question. Why do we want to be patient? What is pulling us? What is guiding us to be more patient? It could be that you experience in yourself some kind of discomfort by being impatient. You feel a discomfort within yourself. It's all in your mind. Everything's in your mind. Because you feel discomfort of being impatient. And impatience has driven you to a place where you feel like, I have to do the opposite. I have to be patient now. I have to try to be patient, right? So immediately, let's look at this. There's impatience, and then there's patience, right? In general, impatience is this feeling that you're not where you need to be, or it's not where it needs to be. They're not where they need to be, right? And unconsciously what happens is that we're told by our ego and by kind of a lot of teaching is that if you're just patient, it will happen, right? So you're like, it's not where it needs to be. They're not what I need it to be. And so if I just stop and shut up and be patient, that thing, that person, that situation will change, and it will change in my favor. It will work out the way I want it to work out. They will finally get it. They'll finally have a revelation, an epiphany, and they will finally, instead of you trying to get them to do something over and over, I have to practice patience, because the subconscious message is that, not all the time, but this is important, not all the time, but it's like you are sitting there and saying, I need it to happen faster. I need it to happen faster. And what I need to happen faster is it needs to happen the way I need it to happen. Does that make sense? So that's the impatient side, right? So it says, okay, so if you're going really fast to try to get something, stop, right? So then the answer is to be patient, okay? And so then what you have to do is you have to convince yourself not to try to get. So you have to convince yourself to push this way instead of pushing this way. Do you feel what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm putting down? You're going like this, and then you go, no, I have to go like this. So it is a literal tug of war. It's a tug of war. So you're not your spirit, because your spirit is something completely different. Your ego is having this war with itself. I need it to happen. No, don't, no. I need them to change. No. I have to be there in time. No. So there's this tug of war between you and your ego all the time when you have decided, I'm going to be patient. Take a deep breath. Now, let me ask you this. When you're impatient and you're trying to get something to change, get the person to change, get time to change, get the results to change to what your standards, and then patience is this exact same thing, because what you're trying to do is the same thing. You're like, I'll just stop so I get what I want. I just will do nothing until it all works out the way I think it will work out. And then that says that I'm spiritual or I'm healthy. I'm here to tell you it is not, because it's the same, two sides of the same coin, that phrase. You're doing the same thing. The same thing is happening. So when you try to be patient, you're being impatient about your patience. Are you following me? You're being impatient about your patience. It's insane. It's insane. And there is an answer to all this stuff. And most people don't get this because they don't understand how the egoic mind works, right? Most people don't get that because they don't understand you're still doing the exact same thing, except you might be going, okay, I'm going to stop. I'm stopping. I'm being patient. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient. It's the same thing as being impatient. It's the same vibrational field, basically. It's all resistant energy. It's all resistant energy. And remember, when you have resistant energy, that is the complete opposite of your oneness with God, grace, and love. So many times on the spiritual path, you're taught to be patient. What's the word or the term? Good things come to those who are patient, something like that. Now, I'm not saying that that's not true or that is true. I'm just saying getting caught up in the thing about being patient is a dangerous, slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, right? So, when you're trying to get somewhere, or you're trying to get something to do something, your ego's in control. That's it. That's all you have to know. When you're trying to do something or get something, your ego is in control. Because what does the ego never want you to do? It never wants you to be happy. It never wants you to be in the present moment. And think about patience and impatience for 2 seconds. It's always about the past and the future. So the ego has got you hoodwinked because it says that if I'm patient long enough, I'll finally be happy. If I'm patient long enough, I'll finally find the peace. There is nowhere where the peace is other than right here. So that is huge. And when you start to understand how the egoic mind works, you're going to start to see the freaking game that it's playing. And it plays a game. And it's one thing that it's doing the best in some people, is that it's keeping you from realizing your connection with God, grace, and love right here and right now. Melissa says, so what do I need to do? That is a great question. And that question comes from the ego, because the ego believes it needs to what? Do something. It needs to do something. Because one of the biggest threats to the ego is for you not to do anything. This is why in A Course in Miracles it says, I need do nothing. When you can start to need to do nothing and really do nothing, there's no reason to be patient or impatient. You don't have to try to surrender, and you don't have to try to be patient. Your spirit doesn't give a fuck. Your spirit doesn't need to be patient. When we're self-identifying with the ego, we have to be patient. When you're self-identifying with spirit, it doesn't matter. Okay, let me just look back. God grant me the patience and hurry. Very good, Groesh. What if a company has done the wrong thing and you have to battle to keep them accountable, time and energy and negativity, but just can't let it lie? You're going to have a very serious talk with yourself if you'd rather be peaceful or you'd rather be right. Now, let me say this, Julia, that the answer to that does not mean that you give up everything. It's how you're walking into it. Because what I said before is that we're needing to get everything the way we want it to be. This work isn't easy. This work is for the very few that can do this work when they develop it, right? So you ask yourself, do I want to be peaceful or do I want to be right? And then be honest. Let's see. What about discipline? What about discipline? What I'm teaching you is discipline right now. This is a discipline. Your ability to choose how you're using your mind. Your mind is your greatest gift. It's not who you are, but it's your greatest gift because it helps you to choose. But do you know what you're choosing between? That's important, right? This is why when you do the work and you have discipline to do the work and you have done the work, you don't think about being patient. It doesn't even occur to you. It doesn't occur to you because it's so ridiculous. It's ridiculous, really. It's just keeping you in the wheel of suffering, as the Buddha would say. Why would you do that? Why would you try to be patient? Because all it's doing is bringing up impatience. Why would you do that? The only reason you do that is because the egoic mind has you tricked. That's the only reason you do that. And it's something that people don't think about. What we're talking about here really is non-duality. We're talking about escaping the wheel of suffering, as the Buddha would say, and coming back to the truth, coming back to love. So would you say time is not time? It's only your perception? Oh my God, that is so funny because I have here written on here time. And I didn't even talk about this. That's right, Mel. Because if you believe that time is real, then you have to be patient. Time is a human construct, right, Judy? Time is not real. So if you're trying to be patient or if you're impatient, you're really caught in the illusion of time.